Welcome in, everyone, and thank you for tuning into this week's recap of the Lansing Watchdog, your trusted source for small business news. As always, I'm Francesca Rocco Ellis.
I'm Jacob Manning.
And Jacob, what updates do you have on the election front for us?
Yes, last week, United Auto Workers, or UAW, one of the state's most powerful labor unions, officially endorsed progressive Democrat Abdullah El Sayed in Michigan's open Senate race. The UAW represents roughly 300,000 active and retired members across Michigan, and the union says that El Sayed has spent years showing up for workers, from rallying alongside laid off employees to marching with union locals to meeting communities impacted by outsourcing. El Sayed, a former Wayne County health director, has made labor issues a cornerstone of his campaign. He also brings a personal connection to the movement with membership in multiple unions. The endorsement comes as El Sayed's campaign highlights a new internal poll showing him leading the Democratic primary field at 41%, ahead of Congresswoman Haley Stevens and State Senator Mallory McMorrow. That poll was commissioned by a progressive coalition preparing to support the campaign, signaling growing momentum on the left. In what has been a hotly contested primary between the three candidates, this last week could represent a turning point that sees El Sayed be the guy to beat. The UAW endorsement represents a shift, with a major piece of the Democratic establishment warming up to El Sayed. But Republicans are already seizing on the endorsement as evidence of divisions within the Democratic Party. Michigan GOP officials called the move a rebuke of establishment Democrats and warned that El Sayed's platform, including Medicare for All and aggressive climate policies, could threaten auto industry jobs. National Republicans echoed those concerns, arguing his candidacy could reshape the race heading into a general election. For now, the UAW's backing gives El Sayed a powerful boost and sets the stage for what's been shaping up to be a competitive and closely watched primary in Michigan. Kicking it back to you, Francesca, what can you tell us about the affordable housing tax credit?
Yeah, Jacob. So last week we saw Michigan senators move legislation forward that is aimed at easing the state's housing shortage, approving a package of bills that would allow up to $100 million a year in tax credits for affordable housing developers. The legislation, led by Democratic Senator Jeff Irwin, would create a state-level version of the federal low-income housing tax credit program, a tool that offers financial incentives to build or rehabilitate housing in exchange for keeping rents affordable long term. Irwin says the proposal is designated to work alongside the federal program while cutting red tape and directly addressing what he calls a growing housing crisis. State officials estimate Michigan is currently short more than 100,000 housing units. Housing leaders also point out that Michigan is the only state in the Midwest without its own version of this tax credit, putting it at a great disadvantage when competing for large scale development projects. Supporters say the program could help add thousands of new units each year and support more than 2,500 jobs annually, especially as rising interest rates and declining returns on federal credits make projects harder to finance. But concerns remain. Republican Senator Jonathan Lindsay opposed the bills, warning that a program of this size could raise oversight issues and create the potential for favoritism in how funds are distributed. Despite that pushback, the legislation is moving ahead, setting up a continued debate as Michigan looks for ways to expand affordable housing and keep pace with the demand. Now, Jacob, sending it back your way, what do you have before we go this week?
Yes, before we go, we wanted to let listeners know about a bill that SBAM supports that will be considered in the Senate Health Policy Committee tomorrow, Wednesday the 10th at 11:30 a.m. The bill number is Senate Bill 1011. We've included information in this week's newsletter, and SBAM will be testifying in support of the bill's passage. The bill would allow small businesses to band together to form their own risk pools through associations. This sort of arrangement was briefly allowed during 2018, and small businesses who engaged with it experienced major cost savings. Now in 2026, we continue to hear from members that the ever-increasing costs of insurance benefits are reaching a breaking point. Through SBAM's member surveys, we've heard that 80% of employers report double-digit premium increases year over year, with the average added cost per employee equaling $2,000 per year. 76% of employers say that these cost increases have limited their ability to hire, and 51% have said that they've been forced to either reduce or eliminate benefits in response. Senate Bill 1011 gives small employers some of the benefits that big employers already experience, like purchasing power, benefit design leverage, and benefits from utilizing health and wellness programs that drive down utilization. The bill also includes extensive consumer protections that protect participants and enrolled employees. More information about this bill is included in this week's newsletter, but we encourage you to tune in if you're interested. Soon, we will launch a call to action that'll make it easier for small business owners to reach out to their state senator if they wish to express support for this bill. Stay tuned for that. Can you close us out for the week, Francesca?
Absolutely. Like always, we just wanted to remind everyone to join us for SBAM's annual meeting on June 18th at the Eagle Eye Golf Club in Bath. You can find out more information about SBAM events by scanning the QR code below or visiting sbam.org/events. And with that, Jacob and I wish you a great rest of your week, and we'll catch you next week with more updates.